include Max Semple, 14 goals this year. Connor Hooley, 18 points, 11 goals, and 7 assists, are going to lead the charge for the Dragons as the opening faceoff is underway, and a quick fight for possession. Now on the other side, there's a couple of big names you need to know for the Cavaliers as well. Connor Schellenberger, 17 goals, 26 assists on the season, is the all-time leading point getter at UVA. So Schellenberger looks to keep his legacy going. Virginia 7-1 on the year, Drexel 3-4. And that lone loss on the Cavaliers' resume came against then number 7 Johns Hopkins by 2 at this building back on March 2nd. Well, UVA gets the first true possession of this game and looking to set the tone early. Last game, the Cavs fell behind early to Albany, a 3-0 hold to the Great Danes, but then using a 14-1 run went on to win that game 16-10. Quick shot, quick score. Peyton Cormier goes down low, rips it past the Drexel goalie Drew McGill, and the scoring starts with UVA. Peyton Cormier, his 31st of the season. Graduates in it out of Oakville, Ontario. Had a 5-goal game against Albany in the Who's last game. So Peyton Cormier gets the goal. Truett Sunderland gets the assist. Just Sunderland's second assist of the season. Faceoff will get a whistle, and it's Drexel possession. Really good crowd on hand here from Klockner Stadium. Healthy showing for the UVA women's team, who played earlier today, falling to number 7 Syracuse 15-14. A beautiful day for some college lacrosse. Hale on the opposite side of the benches. A lot of fans with towels laid out, having the picnic tables ready. Big shot for Drexel and a big stop for UVA. Matthew Nunes, the netminder for the Cavaliers, junior out of the Woodlands, Texas. 7-1 record on the year with a .557 save percentage, goals against average of 10.45. On the other side, Drexel in net is Drew McGill, the junior out of Mountain Brook, Alabama. He has a 55% save percentage, 11 goals against on average for McGill. Drexel controls at John Curcio. Getting a quick substitution are the Dragons. Caden Zadel came in for Drexel. Trying to find the first shot on goal. Ground ball, solid save to keep it in the zone. There's Zadel. Spin move. Looking towards the net. Fires, goes wide just to the right of the pipe. UVA earning a 3 next to their name after a big week last week. Go up 1 spot in the rankings from 4 to 3. Drexel looking to find a path inside. Big stop by Nunes. It's taken away and going the other way. Who's have some legs? Behind the net, towards the X. Ground ball, and it's picked up into the stick of Drew McGill. Whit Crawford and the Drexel Dragons. First meeting between these two teams since 2018 in Philadelphia. It was a 13-8 Cavalier win. Who's have won 11 straight meetings between these two teams. Drexel looks to put a stop to the bleeding in this overall series history. Finding her way inside the crease. Decent look for Drexel, but quickly taken away. UVA solid possession. Peyton Cormier dumped it over to the X behind the net. Front pass is Will Corey, who had an attempt before deciding to send it back behind the cage. A shuffle pass and score. Sidearm whipped it in. And a goal for Virginia. Noah Chismar, the third year out of Baltimore, finds the back of the net for UVA, and it's a 2-goal lead. Make that Peyton Cormier on the goal. 32nd of the season, and Cormier has both goals for the Hoos.
Cormier, his second in the afternoon on the one-timer from McCabe Millen. At 10:13 remaining. Virginia 2, Drexel nothing.
A 2-0 lead. Drexel has done a nice job on the face-off. Quick run and a save by Nunes. A really solid shot by Liam Kamar, the junior midfielder out of Maryland. Nunes has been doing a nice job between the pipes for UVA. 2 saves so far. And Kamar, I think he actually got a piece of the post on that last shot. Backing up, Drexel trying to find a way inside. Jack Joyner has been leading the offense on this possession. A shot blocked, caught in traffic. Joyner's shot doesn't go anywhere. Connor Schellenberger has been a staple of this Virginia offense. He controls and is trying to design a play in his head. Schellenberger, the all-time leading point getter in Virginia history. He wears number 1 in white. Big run up. A turnaround shot, but it goes wide for McCabe Millen, the first year out of Maryland. It's the goalie, Drew McGill, taking it out almost to the third line. Dumped off to Luke Tomac. Drexel pushing towards the cage. Into the stick of Connor Hooley. 18 points on the year for Hooley. Drexel looking for a goal to break the seal. Turnaround shot, saved by Nunes. Second chance, score! Max Semple, 15th of the season. Drexel finds the net. A much needed goal for the Dragons. And that makes it a 1-goal game again. But think about had it been on the other side in a Virginia goal. Now a 3-goal lead for Virginia early would have started to feel like it was a dominant game. Instead, Max Semple finds the back of the net 15th time this season. Semple has scored. And now the Dragons seem like they have some confidence in this. Scoring pretty early on in the game. Schellenberger has it for UVA. We'll see how the Cavs respond after allowing a goal to Drexel. Brian Volker, 15th year head coach at Drexel, leading the Dragons, and longtime coach Lars Tiffany in his 8th season for UVA. A lot of contact heading towards the net. On the control was Peyton Cormier at that time. Now to the left of the net for McCabe Millen. He's looking for a route, loses the ball, doesn't find it, and it's a takeaway. It's Drexel's Connor McVicker coming in, shoots, scores! And Drexel is all sorts of fired up. Max Semple, his second of the game. Big takeaway, fast break opportunity, and Drexel takes advantage, tying the game. Max Semple giving the Hoos some problems. 2-2 early, midway through the first quarter here from Klockner Stadium in Charlottesville. So Max Semple scoring at 8:13 and 7:11 of the first quarter. And really, it's more a heavyweight fight between two guys rather than two teams right now. Max Semple has both goals for Drexel. Peyton Cormier has both goals for UVA. But the Dragons, at least in the past couple of minutes, have taken advantage of some opportunities. Couple of turnovers by UVA and have turned them into 2 goals. The defenders for Drexel try to get to the ground ball before UVA can, and it's a scrum maybe 10 yards in front of the Drexel defending net. A botched ground ball, second chance, finally gets it, and UVA takes possession after what looked more like a field hockey game for a little while. Connor Schellenberger will dish it off to Griffin Schultz, the third-year midfielder out of Trumbull, Connecticut. Pass will go to Jack Boyd, a native of Toronto. Behind the net, UVA has slowed the pace, have struggled to get close to the net thanks to the Drexel defense. Sprint inside towards the net. Could see a backhand here. Instead, it's a turnaround shot. Good save by McGill, right on the bottom of the stick. Solid opportunity for UVA. Another dropped ball. Look for a long range. Schellenberger dishes it off. Shot goes down low. Another beautiful save by McGill. He's looked good in net for the Dragons. Coming in, bouncing ball and in. Peyton Cormier, a natural hat trick, a first quarter hat trick, and Peyton Cormier has all 3 goals for the Hoos. Reclaiming the lead after Drexel came back from 2-0 down to tie it. And it looked like McGill was expecting to save it around thigh high, and then the ball bounced, which it did not look like McGill was expecting. He was looking like he was going to make a play in the air, but when the ball bounced, McGill didn't know what to do with that, and it ends up in the back of the net for Peyton Cormier's 3rd of the game. Well, bowled over. John Schroeder with the bowl over for UVA. Now it's on the other side of the field, turnover. And the other way for Drexel. Liam Kamar, the midfield junior, passes it off to Connor Hooley. On the left wing, now behind the net. Ball is knocked out of his hands towards the boundary line. And back the way of UVA. Behind the back pass, and decked by the goalie. Big slash, and we have a flag on the field. The slash came from Semple. And Semple will get a penalty here. And it just looked like Semple was swinging an axe like you were eating dinner at medieval times. It's a 30-second penalty for Semple.
For a push, the technical foul gives UVA a man advantage for 30 seconds.
So a 30-second power play, man advantage for UVA. In front, quick shot, score. Didn't take too long for the man advantage to come in handy. And who else? Peyton Cormier cannot be stopped today, folks. 4 goals for UVA. Guess who has all 4? Peyton Cormier with UVA since 2019. The graduate student gets his 2nd goal with a man up this year.
The calendar goal scored by Peyton Cormier. Cormier with the extra goal assisted on McCabe Millen. At 4:32.
Cormier has looked good so far. Had 5 goals against Albany, so he's 1 away from where he had last game. Had a 7-goal performance against Towson. 9 points overall in that game against the Tigers back on March 9th. Face-off, still fighting for the ball on the ground, and finally the ground ball is collected by Thomas Colucci. Dish off, trying to go in front. It's ripped away and taken by Drexel. Great defense from Pat Lyman, his 6th cause turnover of the season. The freshman from Thousand Oaks, California, playing in Philadelphia for the Dragons. Up the field goes Gavin Kelly on the left wing. Dragons look to respond after 2 more Cormier goals. Luke Tomac and Gavin Kelly in the middle third playing catch with each other before finally Tomac takes off for Drexel. East Center's thought about a wrist, now finally takes it, and it's blocked going out of play. It's still Drexel ball. Dragons looking for a route inside. They do. Bowled over once more. Big defense and a big stop for John Schroeder. Sophomore from Leesburg's been laying the boom. UVA looking for its 5th goal. And keep an eye out for number 24 in white. Peyton Cormier has all 4 goals so far. Racing inside towards the X. Juke move from Will Corey, who has the ball for UVA. Behind the cage, wraparound, stopped by the stick of McGill. Going out of bounds, and it will be Drexel possession.
Center bounds, backed up by Drexel.
Drexel trying to find an offense. Sean Curcio over to Jack Joyner. Still yet to get into the attacking third. Whit Crawford will send it upfield. Turnaround juke move. High shot goes out of bounds. On the shot was Caden Zadell, the redshirt freshman attacker out of Cary, North Carolina. Both this game and the last game that the UVA women played, part of the One Love games for the One Love Foundation, which honors the memory of former UVA women's lacrosse player Yeardley Love. The One Love Foundation is an organization promoting ending relationship violence and creating healthy relationships. And it's always important to know that you're playing for something a little bit bigger than yourself. You know, it's not just a lacrosse game. These games, the men against Drexel and the women against Syracuse, honoring the memory of former UVA women's lacrosse player Yeardley Love, and always a special time of year when the One Love games hit Klockner. Shot goes down low, saved by McGill. Ground ball for UVA, keeps the possession going. Juke move, getting ready to take the shot, was McCabe Millen. He finally passes it off, shot, score. Griffin Schultz finds the back of the net, 12th of the season. He's at a point in all 8 games of the season thus far and make it in all 9. Griffin Schultz, the junior midfielder out of Trumbull, Connecticut, finds the back of the net. And just a solid wrist shot coming off his defender and got it past Drew McGill. Now McGill's looked good so far. He does have 3 saves and has made some impressive plays, but UVA has put on so much pressure. 10 shots so far, make it 11 after the goal scored, that inevitably balls are going to get past the net. Waiting for the face-off, 39 seconds remain. And a 5-2 UVA lead. And it seems like there's a conversation that Brian Volker wants to have. That's the laying us getting going. Nothing comes of it, and we're ready to go once more. Just about 40 seconds remain in the quarter. Face-off fight for possession. Looks like it will go the way of the Dragons, and a couple flags come flying in. So 2 flags came flying in off the face-off. It's going to send Virginia back to the man advantage. Beals on an illegal body check, so the graduate out of Wixom, Michigan is heading to the penalty area for a 1-minute man advantage. Second time UVA is on the man advantage today. Big shot by Schellenberger, stick save by McGill. Long pass upfield. And that will end the quarter. Well, UVA looking dominant so far. 4 goals from Peyton Cormier give UVA a 5-2 lead at the end of the first frame.
Drexel begins the second quarter with possession and a man down.
There is still a man advantage for UVA for 23 more seconds. Flipping the field. Drexel will look to kill off the penalty with possession shorthanded.
Penalty has been released and we're all even on the field.
Drexel seemed like they wanted to wait until that penalty was killed off and back to even strength to begin their possession. A big overhand shot from Luke Tomac goes wide. Remains Drexel possession. Trying to get in front of the net, drop ball, fight for the possession, shoved out of the way and picked up. Big play there by Chase Yeager, the graduate midfielder. Long pass, Millen. Over to the all-time leading point getter, Connor Schellenberger. Charlottesville native Shirley has made a name for himself here. Go down as one of the all-time greats in UVA lacrosse history, #1 in white. Griffin Schutz hands it off. Jack Boyden over to Schellenberger. The pass on the ground looked like a good opportunity for UVA. Instead, it's backed out. Ground ball shot out and stays with UVA. Schutz still controls on the far left wing, but behind the net. Skirmish while trying to work his way back. Looks for the turnaround. It hits off the mask of Drew McGill. I don't know how many times he's saved a goal from going in with his face, but Drew McGill using every piece of the equipment. Drexel has it knocked out. Great cause turnover. Going the other way. Schellenberger recollects. Ben Weyer had the cause turnover for UVA. McGill watches it go out of bounds. Still a UVA possession. Early second quarter from Klockner. Thomas Minke over to Schellenberger. Schellenberger tried the quick turnaround. Instead, it's dished up and served ice cold for Thomas Minke. The sidearm, side stick shot finds the back of the net for Minke, his third of the season.
Goal scored by Thomas Minke.
Minke, his fourth point of the game on the goal. His only 2 goals of the season prior to today came last game against Albany, where he scored twice. UVA wins the faceoff, and they're right back to it. In front, close proximity. Joey Terenzi over to Millen. Takes the shot, swats with the stick, trying to earn it back. Ground ball shuffles ahead. Cavaliers looking for their 7th goal of the game, a 4-goal advantage over Drexel. Terenzi behind the net. He starts to speed up, gets a bit of conflict and passes it off to Schellenberger. He was able to feed it to Patrick McIntosh. Now to the stick of Griffin Schutz. Schutz takes off, trying to work his way towards the right. To the ex-Schellenberger. In front, shot, close range score. Who else? Peyton Cormier. 5th goal of the game for Peyton Cormier, and that man cannot be stopped. And Drexel calls a timeout. Peyton Cormier goal assisted by Connor Schellenberger, the all-time leading point getter for UVA, on the score sheet with his first point of the day. Drexel has possession and will work it through their goalie and McGill. Taking a lot of time off that shot clock to just get in the attacking third for Drexel. Solid opportunity, Gavin Kelly with possession. Feeds it to the top, downstairs, shot, score, Luke Tomac. 14th goal of the year for Tomac. junior out of North Haven, Connecticut, finds the back of the net. And UVA is up a touchdown to a field goal. Back to the face-off, ground ball, couldn't quite collect it, and it's still a scrum for possession. Winds its way into the stick of UVA and Noah Chismar. UVA possession again, Schellenberger feeds, finds the net once more. UVA goal. Noah Chismar, the junior midfielder out of Baltimore, Maryland. Didn't take long for that one. 20 seconds between the Tomac goal for Drexel and the Chismar goal for UVA. It's his first of the season, assisted by Connor Schellenberger. Has a goal on 2 shots, number 34 in white. Face-off won by UVA. Schellenberger on the fast break, dishes it off. Shot downstairs, saved by McGill. Drexel's defense needs to get it out, and they do. The Dragons bench calling for a whistle that they do not get. Zach Augustine for the Dragons. Now behind the net to Connor Hooley. He's fighting off his defender. Great defense from George Fulton and the Cavaliers. It's a turnover and going the other way. Ben Weyer, the long stick, inside, point blank, saved by McGill. On the shot by McCabe Millen. The scoreboard doesn't show it right now, but McGill has been making some great plays in net for the Dragons. Drexel looking to find the back of the net again to at least draw closer to the now large UVA lead. Run inside, brakes turned on. Will Farrell, the graduate student. Has the ball, being double teamed as Farrell. A lot of pressure from John Schroeder, who hasn't appeared in a few games for UVA, returning today. 15 seconds to shoot. Long range shot trickles in. And a goal for Jack Joyner on a ball that was stopped, and that momentum just kept going. It was just enough rotation on the ball, and Joyner gets the goal. It's Joyner's 5th of the season, the sophomore out of Hershey, Pennsylvania. Goal goes unassisted. So Drexel draws within 4. Face-off finally won close to the Virginia defending goal. Long pass from Nunes all the way to Joey Terenzi in the attacking third already. Pass back out for Jack Boyden for the Hoos. Sunderland on the left side, hands it off to Schellenberger. Trying to get past his defender in Tate Keinzel. Behind the net, centering pass, shot, score, downstairs. Griffin shuts his second of the game. And Drexel just searching for answers against the number 3 team in the country. It was a feed from behind the net, close to the X, and then Schutz goes downstairs. And the goal, my apologies, will go to Dawson Chitwood. His first of the season, is assisted by Truett Sunderland. Big hack at the stick. Drexel looking to answer, turnaround shot off the top of the crossbar. Well, Matthew Nunes better thank that crossbar when he gets another second, because that was inches away from being the 5th Drexel goal of the game. Jack Boyden off to the right. Turnaround behind the back shot, was going for the backhand. Couldn't quite get there, and he'll run it off to the boundary line to keep the possession with UVA. A run-up turnaround shot blocked by Drexel. Rebound is with the Hoos. The shot goes wide. Ground ball picked up by Jack Boyden. Behind the net, Cormier. It's knocked down. McGill recovers for Drexel. Well, you take a look at some of the team statistics, and other than the score, it starts to become apparent who's dominating this game, as here comes Schroeder. Big whack of the stick twice. John Schroeder so aggressive on defense for UVA. Lars Tiffany lucky to have him on his side. Pass goes over to Luke Tomac for the Dragons, being chased towards the midline. Dishes it off to Gavin Kelly, who now rolls to his left side. Back to Tomac. He has a shot into the stick of Matthew Nunes. You take a look at some of the team stats. The score isn't the only thing standing out on that scoreboard right now. Ground balls in favor of UVA, 27-16. And a shot, score. UVA cannot be stopped. And it's Whalen finding the score sheet for UVA. The captain, Mitchell Whalen, the graduate defender. Native to Beaufort, Georgia. His first of the season, the defender gets the rare defender goal. McCabe Millen gets the assist, and UVA is in double digits already. Highest goal total UVA has gotten to in their last handful of games was on the road at Towson when they put up 19. We'll get a whistle and a timeout called by Drexel. Drexel has possession and triple teamed. Shot goes sidearm wide on the triple team. And struggling to get out of it was Will Farrell. The graduate defender has been playing more of an attacking role today for the Dragons. Drexel trying to find a way to its 5th goal of the game. Still 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Turnaround shot goes high. Solid attempt by Gavin Kelly. Just seemed like he knew he wanted to have that turnaround shot, but didn't lock eyes with the goal before shooting it and just let his hands do the work, and it didn't end up working. Another wide shot by Gavin Kelly keeps possession with the Dragons. Two minutes left. About a minute and 15 seconds will remain on the clock if Drexel keeps the possession for the entirety of the shot clock. Turnaround Zach Augustine. Behind the net, now in front. A fight for possession, and it's scooped up on a caused turnover by UVA. And the Cavaliers look to strike once more. Backpedaling Schellenberger. Kaloji with the previous caused turnover for UVA. A minute 20 remains in the half. Schutz watches the offense progress. Now races inside. He dumps it off, shot down low. It was a hard ground ball that rolled out of bounds. A minute to play in the first half. UVA has looked dominant. The number 3 team in the country, leading by 6. Coming inside, shot. Goes wide. Back to the top, Schutz shoots, scores! Shuts the door. 11-4. And for Griffin Schutz, he now has himself a hat trick. Make that his 2nd goal of the game. Schutz his 13th, assisted by McCabe Millen. And for Millen, he's now has a 4-assist game. Seems like only a matter of time before Millen gets on the score sheet himself. 42 seconds left to play in the first half. Picked up by the Who's. Trying to add one more to their total before heading to the locker room. And a whistle, timeout for UVA. Lars Tiffany and UVA called the timeout with possession, looking to get one more goal prior to the halftime break. A long pass across the field. Some trickeration, Schutz over to Cormier. He's got 5 goals so far today. Low pass over to McCabe Millen, and it's taken away. 3 seconds left in the half, and that will take us to the locker room. Buzzer beater shot is saved, and it's 11-4 UVA heading into the locker room at halftime. Now, McGill, the goalie for Drexel, has stopped the last couple of shots from Cormier, who has really been putting on a performance. Max Semple leads Dragon goal scorers with 2. Pickup by UVA and a fast break. Schellenberger rifles it to the top of the net. Connor Schellenberger. Hard whipped shot, top bar down. and it goes straight past Drew McGill. And you could see that one coming from a mile away. You could see the windup, and the second that those arms went forward and that stick came up, you knew Schellenberger was getting the goal.
The goal was scored by Connor Schellenberger, assisted by Ben Ware.
Drexel on offense almost immediately after a shot goes wide from Hooley. Schellenberger's goal assisted by Ware, his 18th of the season for Schellenberger. Now has 3 points on the day with a goal and 2 assists. Drexel looking for an answer. A lot of traffic in front of that UVA net. Connor Hooley dishes it off to Luke Tomac. He has a goal in today's game. Tomac rolls off to the right. Looking for other options. Everyone's guarded fairly well for Drexel. The lone exception was the man who just got the ball in Jack Joyner. Back to Gavin Kelly. He takes the shot too high. Out of bounds, Drexel closest to it. Side-armed pass goes out, and this time it goes the way of the Cavaliers. Well, we have quite the interesting view here from Klockner Stadium. The softball facility is just beyond the Drexel defensive goal, and fans don't need to check their phones or the website about what's going on at softball or text their friends. They can look on over and see the scoreboard popping up. Cavaliers softball team taking on a very good Clemson softball team. From what I can tell, it's scoreless in the bottom of the first over there. UVA a solid possession here, looking to strike for their 13th goal of the game. Sunderland looking for options. May just take it himself, instead passes it off behind the net. And a whistle, possession to Drexel on a crease violation. An 8-goal lead. UVA has so far tripled Drexel's goal total. Blocked pass. It's a ground ball picked up by the long stick for UVA and Ben Ware. It will be a takeaway and a turnover. Clear for UVA. A pass intercepted by the goalie in Drew McGill. Well, UVA, after today, has one more tune-up before beginning conference play. They'll travel on the road to Cambridge, Massachusetts to take on Harvard next Saturday, the 30th. Shot goes down low, trickles, went off of a leg, and Nunes had the awareness to reach down and grab it before it rolled into the net. Schellenberger dishes it off for Terenzi. Shot hits off of the crossbar and goes into the crowd where a fan makes a one-handed catch. That deserves some credit. Look for a dump behind the back, downstairs, score. And another goal for Noah Chismar, the junior midfielder. Did not have a goal this season. Coming into today's game, he now has 2. And Drexel seems like the way their offense has been functioning this game is getting more and more out of reach. Still a lot of time left, but Drexel needs to start scoring goals because UVA is not going to slow down, and defense like that starts it. Drexel takes possession. Jack Boyden dishes it back off to McGill. Apologies, make that Liam Kamar for Drexel. Into the stick of Gavin Kelly. Pass to Jack Joyner. Joyner rolls right. Slot pass save by Matthew Nunes was a really good look for Gavin Kelly. Nunes has been excellent in net, 8 saves now. Schellenberger passes it off to Will Corey. Schellenberger has the ball back. Dragons looking for a defensive stop. Schellenberger and Millen playing catch. Millen's shot goes wide. Stays with UVA. Cormier had it for a moment, then dished it off. Shot goes wide on a partial block. Will Erdman on the shot for UVA. Shot clock down to 30. UVA has a solid opportunity. Cormier with 5 goals, dishes to Schellenberger. He takes some physicality from Drexel. Back to the top, shot clock running down. The shot goes wide. Stays with UVA, clock stopped with 1 second on the shot clock, so it's almost a formality here. And there goes the shot clock violation, Drexel possession. Drexel looking for something here. Trailing by 9. And if they want any chance of upsetting the #3 team in the country, the offense can't wait for the 4th quarter. It's going to have to start now. Pass is intercepted, ground ball picked up, and it's going the other way. Big defensive stop by Ben Weyer. He takes it himself, overhand shot, no good. Millen tried to pick it up, swatting at it, but unable to receive. In front, tip pass, and into the outstretched stick of Drew McGill. What a wild sequence that was, and it ends up Drexel possession. Well, Drexel now looking for a bit of offense after that crazy sequence on the other side. Dragons looking for something, hard shot, but nothing comes of it on the heavy-handed shot by Gavin Kelly. Now UVA, Joey Terenzi dishes it off. Cormier just wide, was looking for his 6th. Remains UVA possession though. Dished off to Schutz. And an errant pass. Schellenberger beating himself up a bit as it goes the other way for a Drexel possession. Long pass cross field. Drexel with 4 goals, all of which coming in the first half, 2 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter. Here in the third, only 2 goals, both belong to the Cavaliers. Pass goes high, but is reined in by Hooley. Some rapid fire passing ends up in the stick of Luke Tomac. Rush to the left, shot goes wide once more. Drexel retains possession, but with 15 seconds to shoot. Hooley, wind and fire, block shot goes out of bounds. Stays with Drexel, 7 to shoot. Couple substitutions in front, Trickles in front of Nunes. Will be UVA possession. Matthew Nunes controls. You get a whistle and a stoppage. And the 3 officials are going to meet and talk. Officials in today's game: Andrew Smith, Charlie Obermeyer, William Plath, and this will reset the shot clock. Ball will roll all the way back. Now it looks like we're ready to go once more, with Nunes the one with possession. And just waiting on the green light from the officials, talking to the Drexel coaching staff. And the alternate official downstairs. We're ready to go again, and Matthew Nunes, the goalie, is going to take it almost to midfield. Dish it off to Terenzi. Into the stick is Sunderland. And after quickly working it up the field initially, the Who's pump the brakes. Behind the net, Schellenberger. The feed over to Sunderland. And a takeaway. Drexel now on a fast break. 3 defenders for UVA are there waiting. Drexel waiting for the rest of their offense. Liam Kamar hands it off to Sean Curcio. Curcio has the ball in his stick. The senior out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Caden Zadel. Behind the UVA net. Trying to juke out his defender in Terenzi. Back Knocked out for Gavin Kelly. He fires what goes well behind the net. Just couldn't quite get that clean shot off with the defender in the area. In front shot looked like a good opportunity for Drexel, as the shot couldn't find the back of the net, and it has been a long scoring drought for the Dragons. Last Drexel goal came at the 7:20 mark of the second quarter. UVA, slower offense now with Griffin Schutz waiting. Calling a man on before finally racing into the zone. Finds Schellenberger with a pass. The feed, whip shot, and who else? Wahoo Peyton Cormier. A 6-goal performance, the double hat trick. And Peyton Cormier is putting on a show for the fans here at Klockner. 14-4 in favor of UVA. And it's 14-4, a 10-goal lead for the Hoos. And Patrick McIntosh got the assist. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and it's a 14-4 Virginia lead. Drexel has possession, trailing by 10 late in the third. It's going to take a very large effort from Drexel to come back into this one. Little slow to get up is Peyton Cormier on the other side of the field, and he is hopping back to the Virginia bench. We'll see if we can get more on that when we can, but Peyton Cormier going to the bench in a bit of discomfort for UVA. For now, the Hoos still have an offense to run. Will Corey. Over to Griffin Schutz. He's looking for a hat trick today. Schellenberger back. Winding up for a shot is Boyden. Instead, he passes it over. Thomas Menke. In front, off the crossbar. Hit the post, an unlucky shot for UVA. In front downstairs, Schellenberger has a shot that rolls wide. Minute to play in the third. Menke pass behind the net. In front, point blank shot, no good. Second chance, no. On a wide shot. Crease violation will give the ball to Drexel. Patrick McIntosh had a second chance shot that just went wide. Turnover. And who else but John Schroeder stepping up on defense again. UVA taking a second to see what looks they can get on goalie Drew McGill, who has made 14 saves for Drexel. It has allowed 14 shots to go, and so a 50% save percentage for McGill. In front, downstairs, another save by McGill. The cover up to stop the second chance opportunity. And McGill will send this nearly the entire length of the field as the quarter expires. A 10-goal lead for the number 3 ranked Virginia Cavaliers over non-con foe in the Drexel Dragons. 15 minutes left to play here from Charlottesville on the ACC Network Extra. Goal scorer today for UVA with 6 goals. Dominated the early portion of this game. And really, if you delete everyone else's goals for UVA, Cavaliers still hold the lead over Drexel. Cormier 6 goals, Drexel 4. Schellenberger will go back and forth with Schutz. Make that Boyden. Note there's been a change in goal for UVA as well. More on that in a second as a shot goes wide from Griffin Schutz. Shot save. And it's going the other way for Drexel. Sophomore. Second-year goalie Kyle Morris out of Baltimore, Maryland takes over in goal for the Cavaliers. Turnaround shot goes way high of the net. Additionally, there has been a goalie change for Drexel as well. As Schellenberger controls for UVA. Wide shot and into the stick of the new goalie in Brendan Donnelly. Listed as a redshirt freshman defender with the goalie stick for the Dragons. So both teams go into their reserves with a 10-goal UVA lead in the fourth quarter. Drexel racing inside, shot goes downstairs, did not cross the crease, says the officials. A couple Dragons thought it did. It is still Drexel's possession, however, so another opportunity. A slip and fall causes a ground ball. No one there except for white jerseys, so it's UVA's possession. Drop ball by Teddy Luthi, the freshman midfielder from Connecticut. Racing and ball dumped off, ground ball. No one there this time except for Dragons. Cause turnover. And a fight for the ground ball. It's still on the ground. Finally, Drexel is there to maintain possession. Pass for Drexel goes to Zadell. Now to Tomac. Drexel has not scored since about halfway through the second quarter. If you're the Dragons, you'd certainly like to get some confidence by scoring again on the number 3 team in the country. Towards the left side, heavy defense for the Hoos. Point blank shot, stick knocked out of the hand on a big stick slap. .11 minutes to play, a 10-goal UVA advantage. UVA has one more non-con game at Harvard before starting ACC play here from Klockner on April 6th against the North Carolina Tar Heels. Opening faceoff is at noon on ESPN for that game against the Heels. Crossfield pass. Menke. 30 seconds to shoot for the Hoos. One of Drexel's biggest tests of the year. You have to think, at least for the confidence, you'd like to score more than 4. Inside a wraparound, top crossbar. And it will go Drexel's way. Just hit the top crossbar, and UVA has had a lot of opportunities like that, where it's either hit the post, hit the crossbar, or been a couple of centimeters just outside the goal. I mean, it could very easily be in the realm of 17 to 19 goals if the goal was 3 inches bigger in each direction. Drexel's solid shot goes too high, however. Gavin Kelly's shot has a little bit too much air in front of it, as UVA will take a timeout with 9:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. Still a 10-goal lead for the Hoos, 14-4 here from Klockner Stadium. Drexel with only 4 goals so far. Nearly 2 full quarters since their last goal. 7 minutes and change in the second. Ball pops out, and it's UVA possession. Racing down the field is Will Erdman. Behind the net, UVA has a couple of reserves in the game late in the fourth quarter. Ball pops out, ground ball. Scooped up by Tommy McNeil, and it will roll out of bounds, Drexel ball. Well, besides the score, there are a few numbers that really glare at you when you look up at the scoreboard. 30 shots on goal for Virginia compared to just 14 for the Dragons. Pass upfield goes wide, intended for Jack Boyden. Face-offs are about even, 11-10 in favor of UVA. Ground balls, Virginia holds the advantage in that category by 12, 46-34. Race towards the crease for Virginia. Behind the net is Sunderland. He's still looking for options. Finally makes a pass into no man's land. A solid scoop by Will Corey. UVA retains possession on the ground ball. Turnaround shot is saved. Backup goalie Brennan Donnelly in the game, getting some reps. Whistle will give Drexel the possession. Long pass is accurate, and Drexel looks like they could have a solid possession if that momentum continues. That was a really good pass from Donnelly, the goalie. Seven minutes left. For Drexel, have already started CAA play as an errant pass will now go the way of UVA. 0-1 in CAA play after losing to Towson. They held an 11-10 lead in that game over Towson, but then allowed a 6-0 Tiger run with 9 minutes left to fall to Towson in their last game, 16-11. The road game on Monday here in the Commonwealth, over in the 757 to take on Hampton. in a road game. UVA Menke. He's looking for a route to the net. Falls as he gets the ball to Sunderland. Sunderland looking for a pass target, finds Will Corey. Dishes it over, long shot goes wide. Will Inderlide in on the attack for UVA. He's a third-year midfielder out of Virginia Beach. Will Corey will find Inderlide again. He comes inside off the post again. That has to be the third or fourth post/crossbar hit for UVA today. Luckily for them, the score hasn't mattered too much. But in close games, those post hits can be the difference between winning and losing, and Virginia has just been on the wrong side of that so far today. However, this has been a solid performance by the Cavaliers. Have slowed the game down since halftime. And no goals yet for either side here in the fourth quarter. A whipped shot will hit off the post this time. Sample, who scored the first 2 goals of the game for Drexel, hits the post. So it's going both ways today, I guess. Ground ball skips past wide. So no shot on goal there. Well, Drexel, in the midst of a mini road trip, they return home next Saturday to take on Fairfield. It's a 1 o'clock start against the Stags. Sunderland behind the net. Decides to take it himself instead of passing. He turns around, thought he had an open shot, but well defended. Behind the net, centered pass. Behind the back shot goes wide. Menke tried to get fancy with it. And we'll get a whistle, a timeout, second and final timeout of the second half for Lars Tiffany and the Virginia Cavaliers. Have to have another conversation with his team. Sunderland has it for UVA, still a possession for the Cavaliers. Neither team has scored this quarter, and that will remain the case on a great save down low from Brendan Donnelly. Again, listed as a defender on Drexel's roster, but is in at goalie as the backup for Drew McGill. Getting some playing time in a not so close game in the fourth quarter. And for Virginia, after falling in a really close game against a good Syracuse team in the women's game earlier today, is going to get a solid win on the One Love games. Always a special day in Charlottesville and Klockner. But this is a really good win for a good Virginia team. And a good opportunity to get some guys who may not get that much playing time against the Johns Hopkins or higher ranked teams, the Marylands, and a solid save there from Kyle Morris, the backup goalie for UVA. So this is a good opportunity in case something does happen in ACC play once you get even to the NCAA tournament. Drexel racing inside. Pass back out. Decent look for the Dragons here, don't take it. Last Drexel goal came at the 7:20 mark of the second quarter, so it's been a while since a ball found the back of the net for Drexel. Here's a solid shot, it goes wide, just tipping off the elbow of Kyle Morris. A brick wall has been built in the Virginia net, it feels like. A scrum in front of the net. And we'll get a whistle. It's Drexel possession. The last goal overall was scored with 2:48 to go in the third quarter. We have been scoreless on both sides here in the fourth frame. A shot down low, it skips up on the shot from Tomac. Another save from Morris. Morris, in the backup appearance for Matthew Dunes, has collected 4 saves on 4 shots. Donnelly, on the other end for Drexel, has 3 saves on 3 shots. So both backup goalies here in this fourth quarter have been brick walls for their respective teams, as we're now sub 1 minute here from Klockner. And with 20 seconds to play, the shot clock is above the game clock, so this could just be held onto for the remainder of the game. Burke McFarland has the ball, and I think it's becoming apparent to the crowd here at Klockner Stadium that that's gonna do it. As the number 3 Virginia Cavaliers take down the Drexel Dragons 14-4 as the final score, and a solid win for Virginia against the CAA foe in Drexel.